Hello everybody, and welcome to the second video that's going to be on my YouTube channel, Life of Cad. I thought for this next video I could do maybe just like a get ready with me type video, so just my everyday makeup routine when I wear makeup. I mean, I don't wear it every day because I'm at work and I get up at 6:30 and I'm not putting on makeup before I go to work. There's really no need. So I just thought I would start by doing, just a everyday makeup routine. So keep watching if you wanted to have a look at what I do on a daily basis. It's nothing exciting, nothing really skilled or anything like that. But yeah, just keep watching if you want to see. The first thing I do is have to move my hair out my face. I just use these little clips that I get from Primark, like £1 for 6 or something like that. So I've moisturised my skin and I have primed. I use the Becca Backlight priming filter, and this I think is the smaller size. It came in like a glossy box or a birch box or something like that, but I really like that, so I think I am going to upgrade and buy the new one at some point. My next step is brows. Always start with my brows. At the moment I'm loving the Revolution Pro micro brow pencil or something like that. I will link down below the makeup that I'm using if anyone's interested. And I just do a little spoolie on the end. Always use that first, brush it up. And it's really like micro pencil, as the name suggests. It's probably a little bit orangey brown this for me, so I always go for like an ash brown or a medium brown colour when I do my brows. This one, when it comes out, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you very well, but it's quite warm, and that's not usually the colour that I would go for. This feels really weird because this is the second video that's going on my channel, but I'm doing it before my first video, just as a little, so I can get ready and do content at the same time. So if it's a little bit awkward. I personally basically started a channel. I've been meaning to do it for years. If you ask my family, well, not my family, probably my brother or my boyfriend, it's something that I have been wanting to do for a while, just never really had the guts to start, mainly because of probably what other people think, which is obviously not really a reason to not start it. But I started by doing an Instagram account called Life of Cad, which is where I'll probably post things for this maybe, if I decide to. I'm a bit awkward with pictures. I don't really like my picture being taken that much, so then ones that I do are posy and I have to do them on my own with no one else around. I don't enjoy, especially other people being around, so filming or taking videos by other people are there is not the one. This video I'm filming with an empty house. I've made sure the dogs will walk so they don't disturb. But yeah, so just lightly fill my brows. This isn't like a tutorial, but I'll tell you the products that I'm using. Yeah, so I started the Instagram account just as a, start off. My brother does TikTok videos. I'll link his TikTok down below if anyone's watching that would be interested, or that doesn't already, because he helped me get a few extra followers, because I was on about 50-60 alone, but he got it up to about 220 for me, but just by publishing, that just brotherly support, which was really nice of him. So yeah, the Instagram account basically started it for me. I just posted a couple of looks. I did a Halloween skeleton look and like a angel wing eyes, which were not my ideas. The school, I took inspiration from two people, from Roxaurus on Instagram and James Charles. I did tag them in the post just so no one thought that I was trying to fob them off of my own. Yeah, so that's all I did. So anyway, the next step, I do bronzer on my eyes and my crease. So this is the Revolution Pro Sculpting Bronzer in Bahia. It's just a nice warm, you can see my setup there, just a nice warm shade, and I just take a fluffy brush. This is the MAC 217 brush, a staple. I actually probably do prefer this Morphe M433. I actually sometimes find the MAC one a bit scratchy, but we're just gonna go with it anyway. And I just put that into my crease. I might do a bit more than I might do, but this is if I'm going out in the day or doing something. This is generally the look. I try and when I do my bronzer, I go quite big because the way I neaten it up and conceal, I try and like almost wing it a little bit, not massively, but just go wing. I'm just using this little mirror because you're in front of my mirror. And then that's what I do, just buff it in. And then I just take some kind of bronzy shimmer and put it all over my lid. So I'm going to take, if I can find it, my Kiko long lasting wet and dry use eyeshadow, and this is in the number 235. These are really nice. I've got a couple of these. So I've got one that's gold, which is 208, and then 223 is a purple. But this is just a really nice shade. I just love the look of it. And I just take a flat sort of fluffy brush, so one like this. This is the Real Techniques shading brush, and I just take a bit and I just pat it on. Nothing too extravagant, but if I do my makeup, I do like to do something a bit more, because I'd say I don't do it that much. And then I just go back in with that fluffy blending brush and just blend the crease together. So I'm talking through this like it's a tutorial. I'm probably never going to do a tutorial because I'm not good enough really for that. But yeah, this is the kind of layout I think of videos I'll do for makeup. And then I'm going to take this Lancome, this is really old, a Lancome eye pencil in brown black, and I put that in my tight lines. And I just find this personally helps to make my, like, it makes my lash line look a bit thicker. Use that as a tip for anyone, but that's what I do. So I leave my eyes for the second, and then I go on to face. So I'm going to use the Maybelline Instant Age Anti-Age Eraser, and I'm going to put that here and here. I try and wing. So again, here and here. And then I'm going to put it on a few blemishes where you get spots. I really had to make sure this morning that I'd walked my dogs before I did this, because I just knew if I didn't, they would, I'm really sorry for this noise, I can't grab my brush. I knew if I didn't, they would be in and out, whinging. So dogs first, YouTube after. And then I'm also going to take the Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. I either use this one, or if I can find it, the Real Techniques Deluxe Concealer Brush. They're very similar, just domed, quite densely packed bristled brushes. And I use that for under the eye. I am going to put foundation over the top of this. But as I say, I like to do a wing. And if you do your eyeshadow first, you don't need to like wipe with a brush. You can just wing it up like that. And then I take the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, again a domed shape, really densely packed brush. I prefer this. I never use like these flat foundation brushes. I just use them usually for primer. And then I just go over where the blemishes are. This one really hurts. Take foundation. So the foundation that I use is, I only use really drugstore, so high street brand foundations, because I just don't really wear it that often. I just prefer to use concealer and powder usually. But if I use a foundation, I really like this, and this is the Ordinary Coverage Foundation, and it is high coverage, but I just use a tiny bit, and the shade I use is 1.2N Light Neutral, and it does actually have SPF 15 in it, but I usually wear sun cream anyway. And just I use the Tropic Great Barrier Sun Lotion, really like that. There is one, I think it's called Sun Skin, which is like specifically for the face, but I just really like that one as a high, and I don't think I realised that when I first bought it. But yeah, so I just do dots on my face, and I try and use the foundation that I put on, start in the centre of my face and work out, because it's the centre of the face where you usually want obviously the most coverage rather than the out. And I always go over the ears, under the eyes and out. I'm really hoping this looks okay because I can't see. This foundation's really nice, like it's not thick. I don't like to for you to be able to see the foundation. It's not really the sort of look that I go for. I'm just taking a little bit, I'm actually just putting this on the brush. I'm just going down my neck because I would hate to have a line. Always really conscious of that. Right down. And then I will go back in with the concealer and using the Collection Lasting Perfection in Biscuit. This is the shade. And this is quite close to my skin tone, so I use this for any blemishes that I might have. And then I take a bit of a lighter one, so I'm going to take the Maybelline Fit Me in 05. I'm just going to do the tiniest bits back in the place I did before. So and there. I do this rather than a triangle. I've seen a lot of people doing this more recently, rather than, you know, caking those on under the eyes. And I find that works for me. Sometimes using a shade that's too light, I find it can be a bit too white under my eyes. If that's the case, I tend to take my foundation brush and I would just go a little bit over the top just to make sure. So foundation's done. The next step for me is powder. I really like to powder. The powders, I use 2. Whew. So this is the Collection Lasting Perfection Sheer Loose Powder in Banana. And this actually smells like foam bananas and it's so nice. So I'm taking this. This is actually just a dry beauty blender. Well, Real Technique sponge. I do use them wet, but I'm just a bit too lazy just to pack it on under the eye. I find that works fine. So it's just a yellow powder, which I find works really nicely under. And then I take the number 7 Perfect Light Loose Powder. I remember buying this because Sophia and Cinzia, 2 YouTubers, use it, and my door's probably going to open because the dog wants to come in. 2 seconds. Yeah, I remember buying the number 7 face powder because Sophia and Cinzia had it and I just loved them, so that's why I bought it. So I don't leave this to bake for really that long. I'm going to take the Real Techniques setting brush and just wipe it away. And hopefully it doesn't look too bad. I'm actually using, so I'm filming on my phone because I don't have a camera to do this on. So I can see myself, which is great. Does that look a bit too yellow now? Does that look too yellow? I'm really sorry that the lighting isn't great on this, but I just thought, you know, a chilled video would be quite nice, maybe, hopefully. My dog is staring at me now. Oh, this is my dog. Oh, this is Purdy. She is a crossbreed. I'm thinking Shih Tzu Jack Russell. She's a rescue. Rescued her at the start of the year, in July. I do have another dog, Casper, but she's a bit big to pick up. She's a German short-haired pointer. She's fast asleep somewhere, so I tried to walk them first and her collar's really jingling. But yeah, she's just a teeny little dog and she's very cute, but quite needy. A needy. Delicious. So I'm going to put her on her bed. So the next step is contour. I'm not really good at like structurally contouring. I put it in the right places, or what I think are the right places. But you know, so this is the Wet n Wild dual ended contour stick. It's got a contour and highlight. I've never used the highlight side. It's like a concealer almost, but I don't use that. I use the contour side and I put it here, here. I do put it on my nose because I always think if I'm deepening these parts of the face and adding depth, probably should do it for those. So I start at the eyebrow and go around. Same here. And I always do a little line there. And the chin. And I'm gonna, this is really heavy for me nowadays, but I say I don't wear it that often, so it was heavy for me. I'm gonna take the Real Technique Sculpting brush, which is like an angled, densely packed brush, and I just buff it in. I sort of do circular motions and then also motions to sort of go up, especially here. Just realised this light is probably really annoying for people to watch. I'm really sorry, but I say it's not a tutorial. I'm very much talking through what I've done, but here. that'll do. I go back in with sometimes with a powder contour. This is actually just a contour that's actually from New Look. So I originally bought the Smashbox one, I think again because Sophia and Cinzia said about it, and I bought it from TK Maxx, and I really liked the little brush that came with it for highlight. But I bought this from New Look once because I was like, that is so similar. It does actually do a good job. Well, I think it does. Maybe it doesn't, but I think it does. I'm really sorry if this video's a bit boring. I tried to think of different things to do. I've done myself like a little schedule, because I do have another full-time job, but we've just had a couple of days cut, just have 2 days a month cut in a week, in a month, sorry. So I have a little bit more time on some of my weeks, so I just thought, you know, I didn't really have any hobbies, and I spent a lot of time in the house. Obviously it's locked down, so I can't see anyone. So I just thought this was a good time to fill my time. So yeah. So I've just added a little bit of bronzer there. And then I'm gonna add some blush. I use the Jouer palette. This is the Rose Gold Blush Duo, and I use the shade Marigold on I don't have a clue where this brush is from. I think it's just a Superdrug one, but it's like this dome D-shaped blush one, and it's like a highlighted blush. It's really quite a similar idea to NARS Orgasm, which is this one, but NARS Orgasm is a lot more pink. So put this way so you can see this is a bit more brown, but I just really like. I think I'm like in the same boat as everyone else. I used to hate blush, and now it's just something that I do really think does help to add a bit of warmth to a makeup look. You probably can't really see very well in this video my actual makeup, but as I say, I wasn't trying to do a tutorial. I just thought an everyday makeup routine, talking through the products that I use, might be interesting to some people. I don't know, maybe I'm not, maybe that's quite interesting for people that you watch all the time, but anyway, moving on. The next thing is going to be highlight. This is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector. You know the normal highlights. This is an opal. I do have Champagne Pop. I bought it, it's got powder all over it, from the limited edition collection, but it's smashed, and I actually do love this, but I think opal I prefer the colour of. Oh, these two brushes are both Real Techniques. They came in a set and I really like them. So this is the Rebel Edge Broad, and I use that for bronzer, and then this is the Rebel Edged Medium, and I use this for highlight. It's a really nice highlight brush. I did go through the phase of using fan brushes, I think, like a lot of people, but I just personally find a fan brush not to, I feel like you end up with a line, whereas this is the same idea because it's angled, but it's just a lot more broad. Who knows? The next thing I'm going to do is add mascara. So I have two mascaras, and these are the only mascaras I ever use. They're just drugstore ones. I used to be obsessed with the Urban Decay Lash Perversion mascara, and it came with Subversion, I think the primer was. That was what I used to always ask for Christmas and birthdays. But this was a Sophia and Cinzia suggestion. This is the collection Lash Surge, really nice. And then this was from Sid and Elle. This is the L'Oreal Paradise Static Mascara. I've realised I like this shaped brushes, like they've got a very subtle, like hourglassy type shape to them. So they're the type of brushes that I enjoy using. I always curl my lashes because mine are so straight. Yes, they're so straight. So I'm gonna just put on, I'm using the Lash Surge today, just because, yeah. I like my mascara, it's just gonna sound probably a bit weird, but when they've like dried out a bit, that is when I like to use them. I don't really like a fresh mascara, probably a bit weird, but I just find then, I don't know, I just find my lashes clumped together, and I don't like them clumped together. And I also, You can't really even tell that I've got mascara on. That's how short my lashes are. Anyway, I only put mascara on my top lashes as well. I've not got the biggest eyes, so I find it does make them really small. And where I've put brown mascara on the top, on the tight line, it has pressed a little bit onto the waterline, which I will rub off. I don't like that. Next step, I take the bronzer again, and I use a smaller like pencil brush. So I'm going to use this one from Morphe. This is the R41. It's like a pencil brush. And I just put that underneath my lash line a little bit and join it to the wing. If not, it helps create the wing. And I'm gonna have to like, and then I'm gonna take a tiny bit of the opal highlighter. Just put that in the inner corner of it. And then I always go back over my brows just with a smoothie because I put powder on after. Just like to make sure there's no powder in them. And also I could have moved the shape of them a bit. And lastly, it's lip time. So I'm going to be using this shade Backseat Love. It's this like nude colour. I just use this. I might need to, I don't always wear lip products, but for the sake of the video, we are. First video that's going to go on my channel is a autumn sort of collective haul. It kind of seems a bit pointless because of lockdown, but I've done some shopping, and you know, I feel a lot of people will be. You're either going to be one of the people that saves all your money during lockdown or spends. I'm definitely a spender. Unfortunately for my bank, I spend my money. My mum always says it burns a hole in my pocket, which it really does. And then I'm going to be using the Kiko 3D Hydro Gloss in 20. This is really nice. Just to add a little. These smell like vanilla cupcake. It's a really similar shade to the lip liner. If I was going out, I would put setting spray on and I would use the Morphe. This is the mattifying one. I do prefer the normal, just black one, but I'm not going to put it on just for sitting here. My hair's such a mess. Okay, that is it for my everyday makeup tutorial. It takes me, I've been filming for 26 minutes to be specific. It's not very in-depth. It's probably more makeup than, I don't know if it's more makeup than people wear every day, but as I say, my everyday is when I like go to the shops or go out with my friends. I don't wear it for work, so it's not that much, I don't think, for just going out with friends. Yeah, that's it. If I was going out, to be honest, all I would do different is add more eyeshadow, wing it out a bit more, use more of like a darker shade. Other than that, I don't really do much more to my makeup. There's nothing face wise that I would do different other than the setting spray, and maybe I would have done like more contour, more bronzer. One product I can't live without for going out is this. This is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Global Glow, and it's just like shimmery bronzer. And I just love that. I always use that when I go out. It just makes you like look a bit more sun-kissed, I think, really. Yeah, that is my second video on my channel. If you would be so kind as to like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate that. If anyone has any video ideas or requests, if you could put them down below. I mean, I've got quite a few for sort of November, December time. But if there's anything that you want to see, or I don't know, interested to see maybe, who knows, probably not. But if you do, if you just leave them down below, yeah, like and subscribe, you know, turn your notifications on. I think, yeah, for now, that's all the video. Thanks for watching.